Hi, this is Gus with Jimmy Bean's Wool Fabric, and this is a pattern we have in stock called Hooterville, and this makes a 48-inch square quilt, and each block is 12 inches. And in this pattern, they describe doing applique on your block. Basically, this is a 12-inch block, which is a old-fashioned snowball block, which you use a solid piece of fabric, and then you're cutting 4 corners, and you're adding the fabric to the corners. And then we have Nancy Drew fabric, so that's, if you go online to our website, you'll see this Hooterville done with Nancy Drew in the centers. But I wanted to show you how to do the center block and how to do the circle very easily. So let me show you that. I use a ruler, and this is called a circle ruler. So what you do is you fold your fabric in fourths, and you lay your fabric down and it's folded, and this ruler tells you exactly where to cut on the line, so you know if where your circle is going to be, and you use a rotary cutter with a small blade. And we will be carrying this ruler very shortly, but it'll be a different manufacturer, but it does exactly the same process. So you fold your fabric, and you always use the 1-inch rule. So it's like, if you want a 4-inch circle, you're going to be cutting a 3-inch with the pattern. So it's always 1 inch shorter. And let me show you some of the finished products. So this is a class sample I did, and it's using the circle ruler. And what you're doing is, when you fold that fabric and you press it, you're only using 4 pins. So you're making this circle completely, and you're only pinning it 4 times, because when you start to sew, you're going to be seeing where that crease is on your fold. So you'll be sewing along, and you don't have to do any pinking on this. And you're always going to be pressing to the middle on your fabric. So it's a very easy way to make circles. I would say it would take you no time at all using that ruler, and you get perfect circles each time. And so it's something you could try, and it would really speed up your process. But if you want to do the old-fashioned way, you're more than welcome to do that. We have an item called light. It's Steam Seam 2 Light. And so you would trace your design on a piece of paper, and like this, they've done owls with Hooterville. You trace the design out, and then you take that and you bring it over to your ironing board. You lay your Steam Seam 2 down, and you press on it, and then you take that over to your sewing table, cut your design. So then you have the Steam Seam on one side, and you press your fabric onto your squared snow block that is 12 inches in the center, and then you take your sewing machine and use a blind hem stitch or even a blanket stitch and go around the edge. You could either use invisible thread, or you could use a contrasting color if you want your design to pop. So that's how they show you to do it in the pattern. They also show you how to cut the template. It's an easy way to do it. It just takes you longer to do it this way, but you can use the ruler and it'll cut your time in half. Otherwise, if you don't want to use the template routine and you don't want to use the Steam Seam, you can do the same routine another way, taking your template, making a circle, and getting some adhesive spray, and taking that and taking all your fabric, cut your circles, spray them with the temporary spray, lay them on your 12-inch block, center them, and then you would I would pin probably 3 times to make sure that that circle is not going to move on you when you're sewing, and then go around. So it's another way to do the same circle, but it'd be quicker. But if you like to use the Steam Seam, it's a perfect product. Also, another thing with the Steam Seam, if you're going to do that, instead of using the solid Steam Seam in your circle, I would use 1/2 inch from the edge and cut out the middle of the circle, the Steam Seam, so before you press. That way you're not going to get a piece of fabric that is rock hard. So if you want it to be soft and still stick, do it that way. So you just have a circle within a circle, and it will work out too, and you'll have a softer looking feel. If you're making, like, if this is going to be a baby blanket or something, you want it to be soft, you don't want it to be stiff. So I'm Gus with Jimmy B's Wool Fabric. Hopefully these hints will help you today, and you'll enjoy making Hooterville. Thank you.
Thunder rumbles on this American summer night.